Friday, May 7th, 2021. On this day, I was sure that I was gonna be the coolest uncle. I was so sure that I was gonna teach my baby twin nieces how to curse, appropriately, of course. On this day, I was on my high horse, bragging to myself, if no one else, that these two human beings, these two miracles that spawned from my sister, were going to crown me the best uncle in the world. On this day, like most others, I wake up before the sun. I stretch and dress and prepare for a shift that I had miscalculated. Time on Earth moves so much differently than back home. On this day, I feel the world keeping me awake. I feel the sun dancing on leaves and the birds harmonizing. Today feels alive, but somehow still, like the sky was preparing to receive you. On this day, when my mom tells me to drive safe, it is not out of fear that I am intoxicated. When my mother tells me to drive safe, she does not worry that I am too drunk. On this particular day, when my mother tells me to drive safely, she really means stay within the lines. And that ditch only looks like a coffin through the bent lens of grief, and keep your arms tight and try not to flinch. And she means it. On this particular day, I imagine myself driving full speed ahead into oncoming traffic. When she tells me to drive safe, I know what she really means is don't kill yourself. And I can't handle more heartbreak right now, and I will nag you into staying alive if it's the only way to keep you here. On this particular day, when my sister tells me to be safe, she does not worry that I won't make it to my destination. When she says be safe, it's more like stay alive for me if nothing else, or I can't do this alone, please come home. And it's enough for me to stay in the lines. It's enough for me to swallow grief. It's enough for me to look at a ditch and just see a ditch, not a shallow grave where I can finally teach them that life is more than the tubes and the wires and the needles. Life is the sunshine reflecting off the rearview mirror on your first solo road trip. It's the smell of your grandmother's house years after she's passed. It's the way that dogs in the street make you smile. Who do you pray to when faith is a breath mint resting on God's tongue? When praying is nothing more than a can on a string and the only response that you can decipher is cold and sharp. When grief feels like a star burning in your chest and there's nothing around but sand and rock. When they tell me to be safe, I imagine you both, sharing a 16th birthday, bickering about the things teenagers bicker about. I imagine you both at 5, learning how to read and write, the lisps and the mispronounced words and the baby carrots and the grapes cut in half. It's hard to pray when God is available, but there's a language barrier. It's hard to pray when the hurt exits you and has nowhere to go but your surroundings. Everything starts to feel like a memorial.